So it's been a year and a half and I've been on a debt-free journey. I'm going to give you 5 tips on how I paid off over $77,000 in that year and a half. What's up, guys? Welcome back. My name is Brad. I make videos with tips and motivation on how to get out of debt, how to stay positive and live a more happy, fulfilled life. If you think that's something that could make your life better, consider subscribing and hit that bell notification so you get told every single time I make a video or go live. It's been a year and a half that I've been paying off debt. And I gotta say, I feel like I've been pretty successful along the process. There have definitely been their ups and there's been some downs, but there's definitely been a few things that I've made sure that I've done along my journey to make sure that I stayed on track and stayed successful. Today, I wanna share with you 5 things that I did during this year and a half that made me more successful. The number one thing you have to do is you have to commit. You have to get to that point where you say, enough is enough. I'm sick and tired of being broke. I'm over this. I'm over worrying about where my money's gonna go. You have to be motivated to succeed. You have to do it for you. You can't do it because somebody tells you to or because you think it's a good idea, and you can't kind of do it half-ass. You really gotta jump into it. If this isn't something that you want to do with all the sacrifices it's going to take, it's going to be very, very hard for you to be successful. So my first tip is find that commitment inside yourself to change, to make your life better. I swear, when I looked up at my debt and I looked up at the time it was going to take to get rid of this debt, I thought it would be forever. But it's gone by so fast, and I just stayed committed and I stayed on the right path. And then great things just continue to happen. The number 2 thing you need to do is you need to budget during this debt-free journey. I know it's cliche and I know it kind of speaks for itself, but you really have to do it, and you have to do it early and often in your debt-free journey. It needs to become something that becomes second nature. Now, if you watch my budget videos, you know that even after a year and a half, I still haven't done it right. I still don't have the perfect budget, but I'm always making it better. I'm always trying to improve upon it, and I'm always learning from my previous mistakes. That's really what budgeting is about. And there's this misconception that budgeting means that you can't spend money and you can't do certain things. On the contrary, it allows us to spend money on things that we want to spend and give every dollar a name and know that where our money's going is for the right purpose and the reason. Budgets don't restrict you from spending. They tell you what you should and should not be spending money on, and they really just hold you accountable. They're really, really important in your debt-free journey. You really need to be the CFO of you. If you own a small business, you probably have a budget. You probably have your money lined up, right? You are the chief financial officer of you and your future. Would you get fired? I don't think you want to be. And to not get fired, you probably have to make a budget. So please, my number 2 tip, make a budget. My number 3 tip, and it's one thing that I hear is a lot of times the hardest thing about a debt-free journey. You have to communicate with the people in your life, whether that's a girlfriend, boyfriend, spouse, roommate, whoever you're sharing finances with. There has to be communication. But you also have to remember that communication goes both ways. I tend to be really over the top and in your face and like 0 to 100. You know, I had to be willing to bend and break a little when my wife was saying, Brad, that's too much, too fast. I had to be willing to listen. So communication, remember, it's giving information, but it's also getting feedback from the people around you and the people that you love. Be able to communicate with them. Take the good times with the bad, and be sympathetic to their certain issues. I know in the beginning of our debt-free journey, my wife was going through a pregnancy. She spent money on things that I was like, what are you doing? Why would you spend money on that? But it really made her happy, and it made her long pregnancy feel that much better. So now looking back, I'm glad that I bent a little, I was sympathetic to her needs, and I let her spend money where she really wanted to. So just remember that. There's going to be times where the person that you're doing this with might really want to spend money that you may not think is the right thing, but just listen. They have to give you a good reason, but if they do, be willing to break. Be willing to communicate. That's my 3rd tip. It'll really, really help you in your debt-free journey. The next is to get involved in either the debt snowball or the debt avalanche. And I might get a little flack for saying debt avalanche, but The fact of the matter is, it does not matter which one you use. If you don't know what the debt avalanche is or the debt snowball, I'll link a card above and in the description. You can check out, I did one of both. But pretty much in a simplified way, what it is, it's putting all your debts on paper, aligning them in a way that you can attack one after the other, after the other, after the other, and use it as a motivational tool to something that you can see and get motivated by. At the end of this video, I'm going to show you my current debt snowball. I've used it for a year and a half. I liked the snowball method, but to be honest, I've changed now a year and a half in to the avalanche because of that motivation, because of where I'm at with my numbers, and because I feel pretty educated. In the beginning, the debt snowball is what worked for me. It did exactly what Dave Ramsey said it does. It allowed me to check things off the box and cross things off the list and really stay motivated as I was paying off debt. Yes, does the interest thing matter? If we worried about interest and math and what was best for our financial career, would we really be in debt? And if you go on websites like unbury.me, when I showed the video on how to find your debt-free date, if you plug in Snowball or Avalanche, if you're just paying the minimums, it doesn't really affect it at all. It really only affects it if you have a ton of money to dump on top of your minimums. And even then, it's not that much money in the grand scheme of time because you're going to pay off debt quick and you're not going to let interest win. So the debt avalanche, debt snowball, I don't care which one you use, guys. Please use it. Use it for a good motivation. In just a second, I'm going to show you mine. And my last tip, which might be probably the thing that was the most important to me in my journey. Find like-minded people in this journey with you. And I'm not talking about your spouse or who you live with because you guys are going to butt heads and you're going to need to go find some people. You are going to be criticized left and right, friends, families, coworkers, brothers, sisters. You're doing something that is completely against the norm when it comes to United States society and other places across the world. Be prepared for that criticism. And to fight through that criticism, you have to find like-minded people. You have to get on Instagram and find the debt-free community hashtags. You have to get on YouTube and find creators like me, or maybe even become a creator yourself. This YouTube channel was built around me wanting to hold myself accountable and have other people help me and give me advice. And still to this day, I lean on the debt-free community almost every single day. The comments, the feedback I get in my videos, the people that have been doing this long before I ever knew what debt-free really meant. You need to use these people. You need to ask them questions because there's going to be more bad times than good. I hate to say it, but with these like-minded people and the people around you in the community, this will become so much easier. Guys, those are my 5 tips of what I've used. Now, I want to show you exactly what my debt snowball looks after 18 months. I'm so proud of it. I really am. I hope you can get a sense of, how passionate I am about this. This is not a mask. I'm being real with you. Let's take a look at my snowball, and I hope that you have just as much success as I've had. All right, guys, so here we are. We're looking at it. It's looking good. As I told you before, it's been a long journey, man. A year and a half is a long time. It is, and it's felt that long. I'm not gonna lie. So here's the current debt snowball as of today. You can see Tara and I, we started off, we paid off our credit cards right away. We were always zero balance. We had really nothing on there. We paid it off and got rid of it, all right? Then Tara's graduate loan came about a month and a half later. Not a big amount on there, $5,000. We were super motivated to get rid of that. 128. So this undergrad loan, this kind of was our tax refund last year. So that's really where this big one came from. We used our tax refund to get rid of my graduate loans. And by this point, we were really attacking the debt. So we had 6, 730, almost 18. We had a lot of money going towards my truck. And guys, it's my second most viewed video. It was a big one. I celebrated. It was awesome. So we paid off 28,000 of that in pretty much 1 year. So this was my 1 year mark, and I was super excited. Now these are the 2 left, and this is what I have remaining: 112, 179. I started off with 189, and this right here is looking to be my debt-free date as now, and you could see 77,630 paid off. And I can't tell a lie. Full disclosure, guys, I'm an open book. It's looking like this one right here is gonna go away this month. Unfortunately, my dad passed away in November, and we've been working on his estate. It's looking like I'm gonna get a little bit of inheritance. And if you know me and you've been following me a while, you know that inheritance is going right to debt. So this is gonna get me right there, and then I'll have $50,000 left. All of these total up to $3,550 every single month. So that's my minimum right now that's going towards my snowball every month. With on top of that, with this gone, I really think I can get this closer to 5, and then hopefully this will be gone in 10 months. And it would be a wonderful Christmas present to myself, my wife, my family, and my new baby on the way, if we can say to ourselves, we are debt free this year. But it's been a long road. Up until now, this has been the case. And you can see when I was talking before about the avalanche method and the snowball method, this is a bigger interest rate, and it's also a bigger amount. But we did not switch these two until all of these were gone. All of these were done in debt snowball. All right, all of these were done in their order in the debt snowball amount. We did not switch till we got to here. So, you can use whatever method you want. And I think if we played this out, we're talking about $100, something stupid, nothing a lot. But before I knew I was getting inheritance, I was like, all right, well, it's still 0.2. And I knew that they were going to be done around the same time. So I was still heavily motivated. It's okay if you do one or the other, like I said, as long as you stick to a plan and you do what's best for you. But I'm really looking forward. Hopefully next month, please stay tuned. We're going to be celebrating my dad's life and his ability to help me get rid of this. There's actually a backstory behind me using this inheritance for that. Me and my dad had talked about it, and I'll go through it next month. But here's the current debt snowball, guys. $77,600, almost $78,000 paid off in a year and a half. You can do it too. Start with the snowball. Get motivated. Keep breaking these payments. All of these payments right here, this plus this plus this plus this, they add up, and look at how much I'm adding to this right now. So the debt snowball really works, and whether you use debt snowball or whether you use the debt avalanche, I don't care, as long as you're doing something. Let me know in the comments below. I want to know how your debt snowball is going. Do you prefer the debt snowball or the debt avalanche? I'm always curious to hear why. Just let me know why you choose one or the other. Thank you so much, guys. I cannot thank you. That like-minded piece, I swear, it's great. If you look, my subscriber base is growing, and those are the people that really, really help me on an everyday basis. I can't thank the debt-free community and all of you who leave a comment, even if it's just a word or two. Those people that give me thumbs up every single day when I see those videos and I see the thumbs up, it really chokes me up. It's amazing. I'm almost there, as you can see. I got a little less than a year to go. This is going to be my year. It could be your year too. Until I see you on the next one, guys, stay positive, work really, really hard, and be kind to others. I'll catch you on the next one.